Well, today's October 18th, and it's happy birthday puppies. They're 4 weeks old today. So, congratulations to them. And they look like they're about 4 weeks old. We've been doggy door training them. They're getting pretty good at cereal. However, they still hanker after their mom. Well, they're practicing their doggy door training, so we'll put them out for a little while. You want to go out? Okay, out you go. Goodbye. How about you? Out you go. Goodbye. Only this time we'll leave the door open so the other dogs can go out and join them. Everybody out. 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 Let's go. Out, 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 out. You too. Come on, out. Go on, out. Well, anyway, they do have a tendency to come in by themselves. I'm going to run outside and see how they do. The puppies are back in. And because the thing is open, they're kind of playing the escape artists. This way in. Come on, you too. This way in. There you go. So, now they're back in. And I don't know, they don't seem to be too happy if they're outside, they don't seem to be too happy if they're inside.
They want their mommy.
Well, they got their mommy outside for a little while.
Don't let her have it now.
No, they're being weaned. Well, it's still the 18th of October, and as you can see, they're getting better at eating. They've been at it for 2 days now, and getting a little supplemental feed from Mom, who's watching everything from over here. Outside the cage. So time marches on. To think it's only 4 weeks now and they'll be out of here. Well, here's our little Charges getting a little midnight snack. We could put a little more light on the subject, I suppose. Maybe that'll help. I couldn't find their dish, so I'm feeding them in a metal container, one that's easily tip overable, but they've been pretty good little soldiers about putting their feet in and tipping things over, so I figure it's not much of a chance. But they're certainly growing accustomed to eating this cereal. They were nursing this afternoon for quite a while, my wife says. So a little snack before going to bed won't hurt them a bit. Well, today's the 21st of October, and we got the puppies out for discovery in the backyard as part of their training in getting along with other dogs and getting along with people and getting along with a changing environment. So they're being socialized basically, and they're just free to go wherever they want and interact with the other dogs. And they seem to enjoy it. It's a nice day for it. It's in the 80s, about the mid-80s. And those little guys are wagging their tails to beat the band. They're old enough now where they have a pretty good conception of what's going on. Of course, they get pretty messy from their food yet, and the other dogs kind of like to go over and see if they can't lick them off, clean them up, get a little something to eat in the process. Our other little puppy is coming up on the left here. He's experimenting with a hose reel. And they just sort of bounce around, do what they want, and the other dogs come up and socialize with them a little bit occasionally. So everybody's just out having a good old time this morning. I can see Brownie's gotten off to himself. He's kind of interested in that turtle. But, whoop, there he goes. I guess he changed his mind and decided to check out another area of the patio. Hard to follow these guys around. And there's Raven, wandering out by the hose. And he's back to his, he seems to really be fascinated by that hose reel. He just plays around it and hangs real close to it. Now, hopefully he doesn't have a phobia. But there he comes. There's one of our other dogs that trying to see what Raven's up to. And Raven thinks it's his mother, tries to nurse, and of course the other dog doesn't have any milk, so he's not putting up with that at all. Whoops. What happened, Raven? You tip over? Yep, he does seem to have an affliction for that hose reel. They're getting quite playful now. And they're just fun to be around and fun to play with. Fun to have around. As you can see, they interact well with the older dogs. The older dogs tolerate them and take all their abuse. They're getting very familiar with the other dogs and sort of enjoy playing with them, and won't be too long they'll be running with them too. There's another one underneath that bush. Yeah. This one's under the camera now, so I can't photograph him. So they're getting plenty of socialization with other dogs, and then we do our human socialization inside the house. And these two dogs are very healthy, and they're coming along just as well as can be expected. We've got a dog next door, and he seems to fascinate one of our dogs. He insists on barking at him. Well, they really do like that bush, don't they? Try and shoot from a different angle here and see. Well, today's still the 21st, and it's a Friday. The little puppies are growing old really quickly on us. We'll put some food in here for them. Come on, guys. Come and get it. Come on. Come and get it. They're getting better at eating. They're getting better at coming through the doggy door. And they've had their bath today. This is their second bath. And they're still sort of drying off. And as you could see earlier on the video, they were outside playing today. And it's getting nigh on late in the afternoon now. So we'll pick this up again tomorrow, see if they learn any new tricks. Well, here it is almost midnight on Saturday the 22nd. And our puppies are finally starting on hard puppy food. We put a little water in it to soften it up, but they seem to be taking right to it. We'll soften it for the first few days, and then we'll just give it to them hard. But they take a piece out and take it away from the bowl a little bit and chew on it and chaw on it, and then go back and get another one. So this is their first exposure to it, and they don't seem to be objecting. Well, this is Monday, the 24th, and it's almost their 5th birthday, 5th week that is. And what we've done is we've put in a piece of cardboard to keep them from getting out of the cage, so we can leave the door open. That gives access to the cage so that the mother dog can get in and nurse occasionally. She doesn't really put up with it too well because they have very sharp teeth and they have very sharp claws. But nonetheless, they're awake and they're pretty playful. As you can see, they're chewing up their paper. And we keep water inside the cage. Normally we keep dog food inside the cage as well. That would be dry dog food. The only reason it's not in the cage at the present time is because with the gate open, the other dogs would get in there and eat it. No question about that. But they're certainly very playful this evening. It's about 8:30 in the evening, and they're trying to get out. And I would say in another day or two they'll be able to climb that barrier without too much of a problem. So I'll reposition the camera and take a few more pictures, and that'll probably be it for tonight. Well, it's pretty obvious they're trying to get out of there, but they're not quite big enough to climb over that barrier yet, and we can always raise it a little bit if we need to. They seem to be a little bit perturbed. Maybe it's time to put a little bit of food in there for them. Now we can do that. You guys want a little bit of food? Come and get it. Well, it's pretty obvious they're not too interested in the food. They're much more interested in Mom, who's standing right there with the with the mother's milk smorgasbord. And she can climb in there, and she has. And they're not completely weaned yet, and they're not all cereal either. We put the dry dog food in there, and two or three times a day we feed them the cereal, and we're trying to wean them from the cereal to the dry dog food, and we're trying to wean them completely off of mother's milk, which is kind of difficult with only 2 puppies because poor Mom has a lot of milk, and if they don't nurse, it can become painful. Of course, with those teeth, it's painful anyway. So it's sort of a catch-22. Well, with that, we'll close down for this evening and take some more videos another day. Well, here it is, October 26th, and our little puppies are having a little midnight snack. We've got dry dog food and a bowl of water, and they're finishing up a little bowl of cereal that they had started earlier in the day. And Mom's right on the at the front of the cage, keeping a close eye on the puppies. She gets a lot of enjoyment out of them, but she doesn't like nursing with them anymore because, well, sharp teeth, sharp claws. You know how it is. Well, I see that they've finished their food, or what's left of their cereal, so I guess we'll quit for now. Today's Wednesday. Yesterday was their birthday, 5 weeks old. So they're growing right along, and they're getting the little personalities are starting to show. And they're jumping, and they're like that little dog that you wind up that hops along. That's the age that they're at right now. Oh yeah, and they get underfoot too. Every time they're out of the cage, they're right underfoot. Well, that's it for now. We'll pick this up again in a day or so. Well, here it is, the same day, the 10th, the Wednesday. The little dogs are playing out in the dog run. And as you can see, they're up and about and running all over the place and jumping and barking and trying to escape. Let's open the door here a little bit. We had a little rain last night, so the run is a little wet. Of course, as soon as I come out here and get set up, they want to come over here and talk to me. They won't stay out in the middle of the run and play like they were doing before. They do have enough sense to get in out of the sun, though, it seems, for the most part. Well, now we're on the inside, and they're trying to get in. They're getting pretty good about coming in. Come on. And there's a little dinner for them. They're getting hard dog food now. I don't know what their problem is coming in. Normally they come in a little faster than this. Well, come on. Well, you may have to give them a little bit of help. Well, I'd rather let them come in on their own, so we'll just wait and see how long it takes. Well, no wonder they can't come in. The door's blocked, for heaven's sakes. Okay, come on. That's a little better. Silly me. I had you guys locked out, didn't I? Oh, son of a gun, you guys aren't very hungry, are you? They just look at the food and stick their nose up. They still like this cereal, but we're right at the end of it, and they've really got to be getting over on hard dog food. As much as I like to fix the cereal for them and feed it to them, it's time that they got off of it. So we'll give them the rest of the afternoon, or the rest of the morning rather, to eat that. It's currently about 11 o'clock. They should have it pretty well taken care of by noon or 1 o'clock this afternoon. So we'll close off for this time and pick this up at a little later date. Well, it's been a long day today. Today's bath day. This is our second one that's gotten his bath. And I think they appreciate being clean. I put them in the bathtub after they've been washed so that they can dry off a little bit and shake and do what dogs do, like that. And then we'll bundle them up and take them into Betty Ann, the breeder, and let her dry them off real well, and put him back in his little home, and he can play with his brother, who's also very clean. I believe his brother's pretty well dried up by now. And there's our little brownie. She's all dried off and enjoying her little reprieve before her brother returns. He's currently being dried by the master breeder. She just sort of entertains herself. And Mom is right outside, keeping an eye on things. Daddy could care less, but Mom likes to keep an eye on things. So as soon as Brownie's little brother is dried off, why, he'll be joining them. And then they'll probably frolic for a while and fall asleep. Well, today is the 29th of October. We're well into our 5th week, and our dogs are on dry dog food, and they really like it. Looks like Raven's finished eating and had a drink of water, and the Brownie's still scarfing up the food. And this puppy food is from Costco, and they probably should stay on this until they're a year old and then go to adult dog food. Well, it's kind of hard to eat when someone's biting you in the neck, isn't it? Oh well, they certainly do seem to get along together and play hard together. Well, it's the afternoon of October 29th on a Saturday. And the puppies are out for exploration today. And they're running around the backyard and interacting with the other dogs. They all seem to be hiding behind that bush. There comes one of them. As you can see, he's pretty spiffy and spiffy. Up there's the other one. They still try to nurse, but mom's not allowing it, are you, Mom? No, no, sir. But they try. Come on. They like to chew a lot. They've been chewing up their papers and things. And they've got plenty of chew toys, so they don't really have to chew up their papers. They seem to enjoy these outside adventures. They certainly like to harass Mom. But Mom, like I say, Mom doesn't really put up with it much anymore. Or does she? There's no milk there. She's all dried out already. Well, Maddie, how long are you going to put up with that? Maddie, come on. They just won't leave her alone. We've got a dog next door, and they like to bark at each other over the fence. The puppies aren't too involved with that, though. This is major an adult dog thing, I guess. Now I see Raven found something to chew on. She's quite the little adventurer. Oh, there's Mom. Mommy has no milk, but they're going to try anyway. Here with Mommy inside. They're still running around, but they're not having much luck finding her. And our other dogs are raising Cain at the other end of the yard. Now if those dogs next door weren't out, they'd be over here playing with the puppies. The puppies seem to enjoy that. But as long as they're preoccupied, they entertain themselves, basically. Well, good morning. Today's the 2nd of November, and our puppies have a birthday today. Today they're 6 weeks old. and they're getting pretty big. It's been a few days since I've had the video recorder on, and it's about time to post these videos, as lame as they may be. So it's time to let the puppies in. They've been outside for about 10 minutes. That's their signal to come in. And of course we've got lunch ready for them, if they decide to partake. Well, it's still a little messy, as you can see, and they've gotten quite a bit bigger. Of course, we leave food in their cage all the time now, so it's not like they were starving. They just eat when they want. Now I'm going to shut this off and put the cage back where it belongs and let the other dogs back into the house so that they can also use the facilities. Well, everybody's back in and they're very vocal. Of course, now that the cage has been put in place, we can give them some water. They seem to like water a lot. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. There's your water. My, they must have been thirsty, huh? Well, the other dogs are in, and they always like to see the other dogs. Okay, everybody out. Out, feed it, scram. Out, out, everybody out. Maddie, out. One, out. Out, Maddie. Well, I guess I don't really have to go out that badly. But anyways, the dogs all interact with one another, and these dogs are getting big enough so when we let them out, they play with the larger dogs, and everybody seems to have a really good time. They play a lot with each other too, as you can see here, especially in the morning when they just wake up and they're all rambunctious and everything. Of course, they recognize Mom, and Mom still keeps a close eye on them, and if they could get out, they try and nurse. But by the time they leave here in 2 weeks, they shouldn't have any desire to nurse, and they should be fully on hard dog food and be fully house trained. Mom would sure like to get in there for food, that's for sure. She's checking the cage out, making sure I didn't drop any on the floor. So I guess that'll be it for this video. We'll get it put together and try and get it posted on the internet sometime today. So until next time, I'll say goodbye to everybody.